Now, the latest ITV news from Granada Reports with Lucy Meacock and Tony Morris.
Hello, a very warm welcome to Granada Reports.
First with the news across the northwest. On the programme this evening.
I'm live in Little Plumpton near Blackpool, where tonight fracking for shale gas at this site is one step closer after protesters lose their battle in the High Court. It's a decision which could give the green light for fracking across the northwest.
We ask what next for the anti-fracking campaign. First though, fracking moves a big step closer tonight. Campaigners fighting the government decision to approve fracking at that site in Lancashire have now lost their High Court action to stop it. It is a huge disappointment for residents living in Little Plumpton near Blackpool, where the energy firm Cuadrilla is testing for shale gas.
Protest groups criticise today's ruling as a farce and a disaster for local democracy. There are also fears it will open the floodgates for more fracking proposals across the northwest and nationwide. Our
political correspondent Daniel Hewitt is in Little Plumpton for us tonight. So Dan, what more can you tell us?
Well, this is the site where Cuadrilla want to frack for shale gas. As you can see, the protesters are still here tonight, but this is a working construction site. The preparations of that process to begin fracking for shale gas is well underway. The cranes are up, lorries have been in and out of here all day today. That High Court decision was the latest attempt to try and stop that happening. It may also be the last attempt, because Cuadrilla have told me today that they are ready to frack for shale gas by the end of this summer, with gas being ready to use by the start of next year. Now, viewers who've watched this programme over the years will know this is a battle that's waged long and hard here in Lancashire. Initially, officials at the Lancashire County Council approved this application. Then councillors on the planning committee overturned it. The government then intervened, overruling that decision, saying this application must be accepted. Protesters said that was unlawful and unfair, took the government to the High Court, and today they lost that decision in the High Court. We'll be speaking to protesters in just a second, but this is what Cuadrilla had to say about today's judgment.
I think people should take a lot of comfort from the process here that this has been through. It's been through the best part of 2 or 3 years with planning officers recommending it, a planning inspector recommending it, the Secretary of State approving it, now a High Court judge. So it's had a very detailed scrutiny, and it is safe. We wouldn't be doing it otherwise.
OK, Dan, so what next for the residents there? Is there another legal avenue that they can explore, perhaps?
Well, this defeat in the High Court is a huge loss for the protesters. It's one of the highest courts in the land. The Supreme Court is really their only avenue now. Let's speak to Bob Dennett, who's from Frack-free Lancashire. He's been fighting this decision for the last 6 years. Bob, that's the big question now, isn't it? Where do you go from here?
Well, we've tried every democratic and legal process that's open to us. It's cost tens of thousands of pounds of money that was donated by very generous supporters of our cause, and we still come to this decision. It just goes to prove that the successive governments, or certainly the last 3 successive governments, have no belief whatsoever in democracy, and today they have clearly demonstrated that.
The big question, though, where do you go from here? Do you take this to the Supreme Court, where the avenues are much, much narrower for you to get there now?
I am led to believe that there is a challenge being prepared, that started being prepared today on the receipt of this news, yes, but we won't stop. We will carry on, and we'll carry on with the direct action as we have done in recent weeks, which has been extremely successful.
You talk about the success of that direct action. You've been targeting not just Cuadrilla and not just this site, but the businesses in the supply chain as well. Is that fair to target local businesses trying to earn a wage out of this site?
I think absolutely fair.
They're fair game, are they?
Firstly, these companies have been misled. They were not told that they were delivering to a fracking site. So we have targeted them, we've had protests at their premises, and that has elicited conversations. And so far, 8 companies have said that they didn't realise that this was a fracking site, and that they are no longer going to deliver to this or any other fracking site in the UK. That is an immense success. It takes control away from Cuadrilla. We said no. Democracy said no. and we're not going away, and we are going to stop this.
Well, you heard it here first. The protesters here aren't going to stop. You can see tonight they're still outside the site here. There is no doubt, though, that defeat in the High Court is a huge blow, and it could give the green light, not just for fracking here, but at sites across the northwest. We know the government have targeted many areas. They've said many areas in the northwest could be potential fracking sites. This decision today could give the green light for those sites as well.
Dan in Little Plumpton, thank you very much indeed for that. Thank you.